Hi, everybody. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney. I'm based outside of Washington, D.C., in Arlington, Virginia, but my clients are all throughout the United States. And what we do is we only work with immigration law, right? We only work with U.S. immigration law. So if you're unfamiliar to our firm, if you've never joined us before, I am an immigration attorney and I only help people essentially stay in the United States if they're already here, or people come to the United States if they want to come here. The types of immigration cases that we handle vary. We're probably one of the few immigration firms that kind of do everything under immigration law. So we work with employers that are sponsoring for H-1Bs. This is H-1B season, which is really exciting for people that are entering into the H-1B lottery. We can talk about that a little bit if you would like. We also help with family-based applications where people are sponsoring their fiancés, their spouses, their parents, their children. So we handle that. And we also work very, very much so with humanitarian cases. So humanitarian cases are those, for example, that are victims of abuse, people seeking asylum. We had a consultation today with someone who is trying to bring over family from the Ukraine, which is a very, very scary place right now. So asylum cases, victims of crime, victims of abuse, victims of trafficking. So essentially applying for visas and ultimately green cards based on a variety of different immigration issues. So we are one of the few firms that pretty much handles everything. So we work with employers, we work with investors, we work with people that are victims of crime, victims of abuse, and we help you to apply for and receive a green card. So if you're interested, if you're in the US illegally, right? If you're in the US illegally and you want to find out what kind of status might be available for you, I would suggest that you reach out to us. You can call us at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. I almost forgot my banner. So we're streaming live on both Facebook and on TikTok right now. So feel free to like us on Facebook. If you don't already, you'll be notified every time I go live. I normally go live very, very often, and I've taken quite a break. And I'm so happy to be back on with you guys because I know that immigration is complicated. And I get so many questions on live and afterwards as well. So feel free to put your questions in. That's what this is all about. I'm here to answer your immigration questions. So go ahead and put them in to the chat. Say hello if you're joining me for the first time. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you've ever spoken to us before and you're interested and you have a question or you're interested in a particular type of visa or a green card for yourself or for a family member. And if you know friends, if you know family that is confused about immigration and they benefit from being able to ask a question, I would totally share this with them. Make sure you like and follow our page. We're at Agarwal Immigration on both Facebook and on TikTok. Okay, that's at Agarwal Immigration on both Facebook and on TikTok. So I wanted to start off today. Hi, Amrita. Nice to see you. Amrita's from Queens. Ahmed says, hi, madam. I'm from Georgia. Hi, Ahmed. Nice to see you. Prince says, hello. I got a question for you. If you would answer me, absolutely, I will answer your questions. This is why I'm here today. I'm here to answer immigration questions. Saif says, hi, Saif. Nice to see you. I've just arrived from Afghanistan. How can I get a green card? Thank you. Okay, great. So it depends on how you arrived. So that's a really good question, right? I've arrived and how can I get a green card? So there are many ways to get a green card. All right. There are many ways to get a green card. So if you've arrived from Afghanistan and you entered legally or illegally, actually, you might qualify for asylum. Most of you will qualify for asylum. So give us a call and we can help you apply for asylum. Asylum is essentially, if you're wondering what it is, if you don't know exactly, if you've heard of it, most of us have heard of it and it sounds familiar, but let me explain to you what exactly asylum is. It's basically if you're afraid of being harmed, if you were returned to your home country, you will get protection to remain in the United States, right? And you can claim asylum on various grounds. People from Afghanistan that are coming in are most likely going to claim political opinion, because they hold a certain political opinion. Their government in Afghanistan is unable to protect them. They fear they will be harmed if they are to return to Afghanistan. So that is kind of your asylum claim. And asylum, if you are not in removal proceedings, for example, if you came in and you have not been caught by immigration, if you came in illegally and you haven't been caught by immigration, you could affirmatively apply for asylum. So what that means is that you apply to USCIS, show them how you qualify for asylum, appear for an interview, an asylum interview. These are happening very fast these days, within 45 days of your application. Guys, did you hear that? 45 days of your application, you'll be scheduled for an interview. And if hopefully you'll go with a law firm, because asylum claims are really hard to win, and you want to make sure you put your best case forward, right? You want to make sure you put your best case forward. So essentially, you appear for the interview, hopefully everything goes well, and then you will receive protection to be in the US. And once you have asylum, after a year, you can apply for a green card, which is a huge, huge benefit as well. If we can help you with that, call us for a consultation. We're at 703-348-1663. Okay. Again, that's 703-348-1663. Thank you for all of the hearts, all of this love coming here from TikTok. Great. And go ahead and put your, Elisa's watching us from Guyana. You know, I have so many clients from Guyana, which is really exciting. How are you? Thank you for joining. Great. I have a whole bunch of questions here. Thanks, guys. Again, if you know other people that might be interested in asking immigration questions or just learning about U.S. immigration law, I would suggest that you share our page with them, share this post with them, even follow us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok. We're at Agarwal Immigration on both Facebook and on TikTok. Okay. Saif says, thank you. You're absolutely welcome. That's Rushi that says, do you have to change your last name to your husband's if you're an immigrant filing for VAWA? That's a good question. That's a really good question. Again, let me read that to you. Okay. Do you have to change your last name to your husband's? Actually, you know what? I can do this. Look at this. I'm learning, guys. I'm like really not tech savvy. I was able to put Rashida's question on the screen here. It says, do you have to change your last name to your husband's if you're an immigrant filing for VAWA? That actually is not required at all. Not required at all. Your name is your name. Many people decide not to change their names. In many cultures, the woman actually does not take her husband's last name. You do have to prove, however, that you are married, not just for immigration purposes, right? So sometimes it's hard to prove in a VAWA case. So VAWA, if you're wondering what that is, if you're unfamiliar with what that is, VAWA is a benefit. It's a green card application that people apply for a green card on their own if they're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder spouse who is not going to file for them. The relationship is abusive, right? If you're in an abusive relationship with a U.S. citizen or a green card holder spouse, and that does not have to be physical abuse, guys. I say it over and over again. It can be emotional abuse. It can be psychological abuse. It can be verbal abuse, which sometimes can be more painful than physical abuse, right? So the government does recognize that as abuse if somebody is controlling you, if somebody is restricting the use of your finances or their finances, if somebody is monitoring your Facebook and your email, or otherwise, calling you names, putting you down, hurting your feelings, locking you out of the house. I mean, there's many, many different forms that abuse can take. And we talk to so many people on a daily basis who are in this situation. Okay. So the question is, it's a simple question. I'm going straight into VAWA. It's essentially, do you have to change your last name to your husband's name if you file for VAWA? Absolutely not. But you do have to show that you are married, which is fairly simple to do if you're in that situation. Sometimes you might not have the documents, but our firm works with you closely to help put together documents that would show that you were married, not just for immigration purposes, right? So sometimes people in this kind of situation might not have joint bank accounts. They might not have their name on a lease, especially with a controlling spouse that doesn't let them access to things like that, to the lease, to bank accounts, to the car. But what we end up doing in that situation is getting letters from friends and family that have been to your house, maybe showing documents with the same address, maybe not both your names and the same address, but showing maybe your driver's license if you have one, or your ID and that address, and then your spouse's ID and that address. Sometimes people have children and with just birth certificates of those children can show that this is a real marriage, not just for immigration purposes. So we will work with you to figure out what types of evidence you might have that would help you in your VAWA case. Okay, so the answer again, you don't have to change your last name to file for a VAWA application, but what you could do is you put together evidence to show that you are married, not just for immigration purposes, right? It's a bona fide marriage. That's the legal term. It's a bona fide marriage, not just for immigration purposes. Okay. All right. Another question about VAWA. What are the benefits of a VAWA self-petition? Guys, what are the benefits of a VAWA self-petition? Again, let me kind of quickly go over VAWA. We handle so many of these VAWA cases. Essentially, it can be for men or women that are married to U.S. citizens or green card holders, and they're applying on their own for a green card. They are not applying with their spouse. They're applying on their own for a green card because they are the victim of some kind of abuse, not necessarily physical, many times emotional, psychological, and verbal abuse. These are people that are applying for a green card on their own without the help of their U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse. Okay? All right. Great. So essentially, what are the benefits? The benefits is that you get a green card, right? You get a green card. This is not a visa. It's not like a U visa. It's not asylum. It's not something you have to get first before you get a green card. You're applying for a green card from the start, right? You're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. You're married to them not for just for immigration purposes. There is abuse in your marriage. You're applying directly for a green card. That's huge. You get a work permit in about 6 to 8 months. You get a social security number in about 6 to 8 months. We have many people that start filing with us. And then with that social security number, with that work permit, they're able to leave their abusive spouse and start a life for themselves. So this is huge. It's a huge, huge, huge benefit. Huge benefit. To be able to apply for a VAWA self-petition if you're married to an abusive U.S. citizen or a green card holder spouse. We handle these cases all the time, and we work with you to put together the application to show that you're married, not just for immigration purposes, to show that there is abuse in your marriage. Okay? Call us for a consultation. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. All right, great. Again, if you're just joining me, I see a few folks here that have joined on TikTok. Thank you for joining me. If you joined me for the first time, say hello. Let me know where you're from. I'm going to try to get to all your questions today. I haven't been on for a while, but I do come on pretty often to answer immigration questions. Put your questions into the chat. I'm located right outside of Washington, D.C. I'm an immigration attorney, and I handle all types of immigration questions, all types of immigration law. And I'm here today to answer your questions. So go ahead and put them in. If you want to call us for a consultation, call us at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. If you know people that are interested, interested in immigration, learning about it, or really, have immigration questions because they have a complicated situation, this is really how I would share this post with them, share our page. We're at Agarwal Immigration. If they follow us and like us, they'll be notified every time I go live and can hop on and ask questions. Okay. All right. That's Rashida has another question. The question is, can you file an I-360 and an I-485 at the same time, or do you have to wait? In most cases, you can file at the same time, right? At the same time. So if you're wondering what she's talking about, the I-360 application is essentially the petition showing that you are married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and that the marriage is real. I guess actually that's not that part, but I-360, you are married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and there's abuse in your marriage. That's what the I-360 is. Okay, so once that's approved, usually you file at the same time. But the I-485 application is the green card application. Based on that green card application, that basically says that you don't have a health risk, that you haven't been removed from the US, that you essentially are a good person, that you don't own weapons, that you know, there's so many different questions. It's basically looking at you as an individual. And this is the same green card application for employment-based applications. It's the same green card applications for just normal family-based applications. And it's the same thing that's used for self-petitions. It's the same green card application. All right. So essentially, you're showing that you're a victim of abuse and you're married to a qualifying person, a U.S. citizen or a green card holder in this situation. And the I-485 is the green card application. Based on the I-485 is when you will get your, as soon as you file that, you get into the line to get a work permit. So while that I-485, while that green card application is pending, you're eligible to get a work permit and travel authorization. So think about it. If you are out of status, you haven't left, you're getting work authorization, social security number, travel authorization in a few months after you applied, because you're able to also file the I-485, the green card application. So again, we started off this conversation with what is the benefit? What are the benefits of a VAWA self-petition? This is a huge benefit: work authorization, social security number, and a green card application right from the start. Okay, hope that is helpful to you, Rashida. And if you are in that situation, if you want to call us for a consultation on a VAWA case, call us. We're at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. I am a lawyer. I'm the only lawyer in this law firm, and I will be conducting your consultations, and we're doing them by phone or by Zoom or in person if you want to come all the way out to Arlington, Virginia, which is right outside of Washington, D.C. Come and visit me, or we can do it by phone or Zoom if it's more convenient for you, and we can talk to you about your case. We can go through the full process, step by step, what is involved. We can go through the documents that you need, and everything, and answer all of the questions that you might have. Okay, so don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're at 703-348-1663. All right, great. Let me go through. We have a few more comments here. Let's see. Thera says, my citizenship interview has been over 120 days. What do I do now? So my citizenship interview has been over 120 days. What do I do now? So there may be an issue. There may be a question that they are looking more into. So wait to see if you've received any kind of request for evidence. It might be an administrative processing, so you can check on that. The other thing that you can do, I don't necessarily advise it, but the other thing you can do is to sue the government. Sue the government, right? The government is supposed to make decisions in a reasonable time frame. Your government is supposed to make decisions in a reasonable time frame. And if it's, way past reasonable, so 120 days, that's almost 6 months after your citizenship interview, right? So we can figure out first, what's the holdup. We can try to get as much information as possible. If nothing happens, then we can consider suing the government and making them move on your case, essentially, right? That's what you're asking them to do, that their delay is unreasonable, and that they're kind of not fulfilling their obligation to make decisions in a reasonable amount of time. Right? So that's a federal lawsuit. We can talk to you about that. If your case has been pending for a really long time, this is something that you might want to consider. We do help clients with this on a regular basis. Give us a call, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. This is a really good question. Milika is asking, hi Milika, thank you for joining. Milika says, what happens if you witness a crime, carjacking? Can you qualify for a green card? What happens if you witness a carjacking crime? Can you qualify for a green card? Well, what you are talking about is a U visa. So a U visa is a type of visa. It doesn't matter if you entered illegally. It doesn't matter if you're here without status. If you witnessed a crime, if you're a victim of a crime and you called the police and you cooperated with them, if you're willing to provide information for an investigation, then you might qualify for a U visa. So a U visa essentially is the police saying, yes, she was helpful. Yes, she cooperated. Yes, we might investigate this crime. And yes, we're going to reach out to Milica, right? So if they do that, if they're willing to do that, then certainly you might be able to qualify. You might be able to apply for and receive a U visa. So give us a call. We can talk to you about that. We can talk to you about if you were injured, if you saw other people getting injured, if basically just get more information about what you saw, when it was, and how to move forward. So give us a call. We can definitely help you with that. We're at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. All right, Saif has another comment here. Saif says, I'm a military man. My family is in danger in Afghanistan. I do not have Richard Litter, I'm not sure what that means, but I worked with the American military for 7 years and I cannot do anything. Call us and we can work through maybe applying for humanitarian parole is one option to bring them here, and then applying for asylum once they are here. That is something that I would suggest even for people maybe that are dealing with the Ukraine, that have family in the Ukraine. Same in Afghanistan. These are scary parts. I would consider applying for humanitarian parole, which would allow your family to enter, and then they could apply for status after that. Give us a call, or if they're connected with the American government, if they did work for the American government, there are some visas and green card options available for them. So we can talk about that as well. We're doing our consultations by phone, by Zoom, in person. Call us to schedule. We're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, that's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. And you can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. All right. Gosh, we have a number of comments here. When is the best time to put in your VAWA application? How soon can you file? When is the best time to put in your VAWA application? How soon can you file? Again, VAWA is a green card application for victims of abuse, right? VAWA is a green card application for victims of abuse that are married to U.S. citizens or green card holders. That's the most common one we do, but other people can qualify as well. The best time is now, really. The best time is now. You don't have to be married for a certain amount of time. You don't have to live together for a certain amount of time. If you are in a marriage and it's abusive, or if you've been divorced and the divorce has been less than 2 years from the time that you apply, you can still qualify. So we have people, that have been only married a few weeks or even a month, and their marriage is very abusive, and that's all that they can take. And they want protection, and they're afraid that their spouse might call immigration, have them deported, that they're being controlled by their spouse. This is a way to give them some freedom. So there's no timing. There's no best timing per se. I would say, it's a way to protect yourself. It's a way to apply for a green card on your own. So call us if we can help you with that. It's 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. All right. Awesome. Great. Let's see. Let me get to my friends here on TikTok whose questions I've been ignoring here. Hi, Elisa. Hi, Lucky. Hi, Ahmed. I think I said that. He's from Georgia. Great. Thank you for joining. Prince says, I have a question, right? Let me see if I can find it here. If Prince, if you're still watching, put your question in and I will get to it as soon as I can. Hashem says, how long does NVC take to schedule an interview back home? I'm a citizen and my wife is in the NVC now. I'm going to say about 6 months. That's average. And that's pre-COVID. So it could even take longer, right? How long does NVC take to schedule an interview? So this is the process for people who have spouses abroad. This is a process for people who have a husband or wife abroad, and they're trying to bring them here for a green card, right? They're applying for a green card and trying to bring them here. So essentially, you apply first with USCIS and show that you're married, and you show that you're married and that you are of status, so you're a green card holder, a U.S. citizen, usually, right? Then you apply for that. That takes about 9 months. Excuse me. That takes about 9 months to get approved. After that, the case gets transferred to the National Visa Center. The National Visa Center just collects documents, all sorts of documents. They collect it and upload it. Once that's approved, and this is Hashim's question, and it then gets transferred over to the embassy. So once that whole process is transferred over to the embassy where the interview will occur, I think it takes about 6 months. So I know you're excited, but it's still a long way. But you're almost done. You're almost done, and your wife will be here as a green card holder, which is really exciting. And what does it mean to be here as a green card holder, guys? What does it mean? It means that she can work, she can travel, she has the ability to live permanently in the US. It's something that many of us dream of, right? Many of people dream of, many of my clients dream of, and that we work very, very hard to help our clients get status in the US. And having permanent residency is amazing. I know it seems like a long, long road, but you're almost at the end of it. Just hang tight, and hopefully everything goes smoothly. If you want to call us about anything, if you have questions on that, call us for green card questions, green card assistance. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Okay. Prince says, if you got marriage fraud, how would you report it? If you have marriage fraud, how would you report it? Well, you can call USCIS and report it. We actually help people stay in the US. We don't necessarily help people get removed, but there is a phone number if you feel like you're a victim of marriage fraud, or if you've seen it, you can call and report it. If you, for example, took money, right? If you took money to marry somebody, let's say you're a US citizen and someone paid you to marry them, you are at risk too, right? You did something illegal. So you by reporting that person aren't off. You don't get off, free. You are also putting yourself at risk. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, because you did something illegal by accepting money if you participated in that marriage fraud. Okay. Excuse me. Deepak says, I have TPS and I'm traveling to my country. How long can I stay there? You can stay there as long as your advanced parole is authorized. If you have TPS, however, I would probably not stay for too long. I'd come back in a couple of weeks, but we have had clients that have gone for a little bit of time and come back. Okay. Elisa says, my in-laws sponsored their married son for, oops, I actually missed the question here. Let's see. Oh, I think I missed your question. Oh, there's a lot more all of a sudden. Okay, let's see. I'm going to try to find it. I'm sorry. Okay. My in-laws sponsored their married son for 12 years now. Can you tell me how many years you have to wait? You said you're from Guyana, Lisa. I don't know this off the top of my head, but what I can tell you is if you, it's going to be a long time. It's probably close to 15 to 20 years, but you can check the exact application that they're reviewing right now, that they're processing, by Googling that, the visa bulletin. Google visa bulletin, and it will tell you which date, when was that application filed, the one that they are reviewing right now. And then based on that, you'll be able to tell how long your wait is. All right. So if you have questions on green cards, guys, call us for a consultation, 703-348-1663. Someone asked, what age can we marry here in Chicago? I'm actually not sure, but I think the general age is 18. Again, we only do immigration laws, so not sure the answer to that. How long does an approved I-212 waiver take? I think it takes a few years, but processing just is delayed. It just is delayed, so it can take a while. Martin Diaz is asking, how long does an N600 process take? How long does is that for a certificate of citizenship? Weirdly, it takes a really long time. You would think that it'd be really fast in their system, but it actually takes quite a long time. I would say over a year. Over a year. I'm just estimating. You can also put in the processing times into the USCIS website, and it will tell you exactly how long it takes, or it will give you a range, the fastest to the longest, and you can see kind of get an idea of the average processing times for any application. Okay. Jerry says, how long does it take after biometrics to get a work permit for a VAWA case? Usually about a month or two, about 1 to 2 months. Biometrics usually happens around 5 months after we apply for VAWA, and work authorization usually is about 6 months, assuming there's no issue. Again. So this is, for victims of abuse that are married to U.S. citizens or green card holders. Usually that's the most common type that we see. You will get work authorization between 6 to 8 months after you apply. Biometrics usually occurs about 1 month or so before that work authorization comes in. Okay. Hi, Sandeep. Ahmed is saying, hi, lottery process, please. I'm in status F1, have sponsored. Lottery is occurring. The H-1B lottery is happening right now, guys. March 1st to March 18th at 12. March 1st to March 18th at 12. Make sure you register for the lottery with your employer, right? Your employer has to do it for you. You can't do it by yourself. If your employer is willing to sponsor you, get them going, get yourself registered. You can call us for help. We do H-1Bs pretty often. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. The employer is always the client, so it's always best to have them on the phone so we can speak with them about the process, okay? Chuck Lee, I like your name, Chuck Lee. Chuck Lee says, if I apply to renew my 2-year green card, can I still travel to India? What is the process? If I apply to renew my 2-year green card, can I still travel to India? What is the process? Yes. So if you apply to renew your 2-year green card, wait for the receipt notice and take the original receipt notice for that 2-year, removal of conditions and your expired green card, and that will let you come in and out. That will also serve as work authorization, right? That will also serve as work authorization. Okay. Call us for a consultation, 703-348-1663. Patel Patidar says, I have a work permit. How many years after that do I apply for a green card? Well, it depends on how you have your work permit, right? If you have your work permit through Asylum, you have to wait till your Asylum is approved. And then 1 year after, you can apply for a green card. I'm not sure how you have your work permit. You might have it through a U visa, which means that you can apply for a green card after 3 years. So let me know. I'm not sure exactly. So usually work permit is based on another kind of application. So once that's approved, then that's the basis for you applying for a green card. Okay. All right. Great. I think I answered everybody's questions today. Thank you so much for joining me. Just remember, if you don't already like us or follow us on Facebook, make sure you do that. We're at Agarwal Immigration. Share this post with others that might have immigration questions. I'm here often to answer your immigration questions. It was so nice to see everybody today, and I plan to be on again. Make sure you follow us and like us at Agarwal Immigration. And if you're joining me for the first time, my name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney, and I help clients no matter where in the U.S. you are located. I help you with your immigration issues. Okay? Hope all is well. Talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.